certificate, and I mean that anything could have happened with that. So it'd be very difficult
Right. Would they have to
to prove
recall?
it.
Yeah. Would they recall them all? Was it recalled? Was this actually just a copy of something
Yeah,
else?
yeah.
I mean,
No, I
I
think
think
it's
if
probably
they
legit, but whether or not it's still valid is the question. Especially since the company went out of business.
so, yeah, that doesn't make it X number of Coke stocks. You know.
Well, doing the math, I mean, I think he's probably accurate on what he did, but just whether or not it's valid is the question. Because I think what happened was it got bought out by one company, and then that company got bought out by another company a couple of times, and then eventually, and a lot of times when you get bought out, your stock will convert to the new company, or they'll just give you cash, or however it was. But this trail, I guess, it converted to stock in the new company,
Right.
and it led to 1.8 million shares of Coca-Cola, which is feasible. It's just whether or not that trail if that stock certificate was still valid to begin with,
Right. So,
which is, he's
I don't
going
know.
to
It
have a hard
sounds
time.
legit.
He's going to have a hard time proving it, I think.
Well, he's going to take it to court. That's
No, he
all.
did, and he got sued back. So
But,
I don't
but I
think
mean,
Coca-Cola is going to give up 130 million that easy.
no, not without a fight.
Yeah, but the other
He'll
thing
be the
is,
largest.
the other
I
thing
saw
is,
he'll be the largest non-institutional owner of a.
yeah, I would think that's a lot of money. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Plus, just he'll make the dividends off of that if he has $130 million worth of. He doesn't even have to cash it out
doesn't
for
have to cash it
130
out. I
million.
think I would
It's
cash it out.
potentially.
Yeah, I
It's
think I
potentially
would.
even more worth even more.
Yeah, I think I would cash it out, but he doesn't. Yeah, you're right. He could live off the dividends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so who knows? I guess
So
we'll see
you
how that
don't think
plays
it's a
out.
valid claim?
I don't think so. I think that stock certificate is probably expired and no longer valid. There's probably some time when I was taken over, you probably had to sell it to Coca-Cola or to whatever company it was along the way, and receive the new stock, or
Yeah,
it was no longer valid. I'm sure something like that's going to come up. He would have to have the stock, the trail, and I don't know if he can trace the trail, but I don't know if he can prove that the trail is valid for him for his actual stock certificate. But who knows?
That'd be interesting. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I'm
I
guessing
mean,
that's the last we'll hear of that story, and it's kind of one of those flash in the pan, and then you never hear what happens. I don't know, so right?
you never know.
You never know. You never
The
know.
final.
But anyway, so I finally caught up on Doomsday Preppers, which is easy
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of episodes that I had were just reruns of the previous ones we've already seen.
There's only 8, I think, for this season.
Yeah,
And then there's.
I think I've seen them all.
You talked about one about the guy with the pond, with the tilapia pond.
Yep, yeah. You seen that
one,
one?
I believe. No, I haven't seen that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Actually, I just got a hold of that. That one, I believe, is actually the pilot episode.
Yeah, it could be. I think that was one of the first ones I saw.
Yep, and that was actually filmed that was actually put out last year, before.
No, okay.
So it wasn't I did. That's not in the 8. I just found that out just kind of recently because I listened to a conversation about somebody reviewing the show, and they reviewed that show, and I was like, I'd never seen anybody. I never seen that.
Well, the one I saw last night. This was the new one I saw. I'm not saying it was a new episode, but it's new to me. It was a guy and his family in Idaho, and he was a nut, and they're all nuts.
Okay.
But he would take his kids out to eat bugs and whatnot. And this is the part I understand. He had a collection of guns, and they taught him how to eat bugs and whatever, which is fine. I get that. The part I did not get, and see if you can figure this one out for me, Lenny. He had thousands of mealworms and crickets frozen and stored in his house to eat.
Wow.
All right. Well, my mind says if you have the capability of storing food, why would you not store real food as opposed to bugs?
Right.
That makes no. I can understand if you had to eat bugs. If it comes to it, you eat the bugs. But he's eating. They're eating bugs as meals. They cooked up a stew with crickets and mealworms. It was just disgusting. The kids are eating it, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, it's very good."
I hear mealworms taste like Rocky Mountain oysters.
I don't know. I'll tell you, my sugar gliders love them. They just rip them apart and just eat. It's.
Oh, the mealworms. Yeah.
Yeah, they pull them in half, and they get one in each hand, and they just eat them up, and it's rather disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the other one was a lady who lives with her husband, and he is not a prepper at all, and basically thinks his wife is nuts. So she pretty much has to do all her prepping in secret. Like when he goes out of the house, she starts prepping, and she'll store food. She buys. Well, first thing she did was she pulled up her bed, the mattress and everything off the bed, and underneath the bed, she has like thousands of cans of food, like stuck, piled up and stored, and she's used up like every square inch of space because like in between if you put cans together, there's a little gap in between the four cans, because they're round and they don't all fit. In those little gaps, she put sweet tarts and other little things, like any little thing she could fit in the holes to fill with food. Why you'd store sweet tarts for food, I don't know, but. And then she would like take down her door and take the panel off and line it with I think it was macaroni and cheese or soup or something.
The door lining.
Tape it all on there and then put the panel and the door back on it.
Wow.
And she went up she had a crawl or one of those dropped ceilings. She'd crawl up on the dropped ceiling. And she had like first aid kits all stuck in there.
Wow.
Because she's expecting a nuclear attack on Great Falls, Montana.
That's not likely.
Well, I guess there's an air base there where they have nuclear missiles, but I still don't think Great Falls is the big target of the world.
Mm.
And then
yeah,
and then my big thing is if these people are worried, they're all worried about where they live. That whatever is going to, because of where they live, they're the target. Why don't they move?
Yeah, why don't they learn Portuguese and move to Brazil? Or
just go somewhere else. I mean, you don't have to leave the country, but if you think Great Falls is the place not to be, why are you there?
You know, my big plan was to join the Navy and be underwater during the during the apocalypse.
Well, I did that one. It didn't help. Apocalypse did not come soon enough.
That didn't work out for me because I was on a surface
ship. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, the submarine was not the place you want to be. I don't think.
No.
No, it was not much fun.
You'd have to turn to homosexuality to.
Well, I don't know if that was required, but
how quick would that have broken out? Post
apocalyptic
nuclear exchange.
Yeah, I don't think it would have broken out, but that'd be interesting to come up and after an exchange of nuclear weapons and figure out where to go and what to do. It'd be like the Land of the Lost. You have to go somewhere and just kind of make it on your own. Probably find dinosaurs and stuff.
Go to Brazil.
Brazil?
Poland. Yeah.
They get nuts. Did you get attacked down there in Brazil or something?
No.
Somebody else got attacked in Brazil by street thugs.
No, I was fine. I was in Rio de Janeiro. I was fine.
Yeah.
Partly because the people I hung out with were all fighters.
MMA. Mixed.
Yeah, that's
man-on-man action.
Yep. So I was getting beat up by them.
The sun's so hot down there, though.
I was getting my
skin
butt
cancer
kicked by then. I didn't have to worry about. Actually, the second day I got there, I was surfing. Right.
You were surfing?
In Ipanema. Oh, not very well. In Ipanema, and I the waves break real close to shore. I basically got like my head.
You pulled a Greg Brady?
I got my head plowed into the sand.
You pulled a Greg Brady.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hawaii episode.
And I had a black eye for like after the second day I got there.
Oh man.
So for the next 10 days I was kind of.
Oh no, is this the one where the pictures you're wearing like the soccer shirt and stuff?
No.
That's not in Brazil.
It's the one. No, it's the one where I'm. No, that's actually in Baltimore.
Okay.
I'm wearing the Brazilian team shirt, but the one that's you've seen the big rock Jesus.
Yeah, with the arms outreached.
Yeah, come at me, bro, Jesus.
Is that what it says on it?
I
don't speak Portuguese, so.
When you get to the top, it says "Come at me, bro."
I've actually was taught one phrase in Portuguese
What was that?
that was a friend of mine when I was on the sub. We always used to stand watch together, and he was Portuguese,
Oh yeah.
and so he taught me this one phrase that would come in very handy. It
What
was
was it?
I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly. Cara matava fazer tudo.
Mm, what's that mean?
I mean, I want to kill you all.
Ah,
That's the one phrase I would say.
you know, the funny thing is that like, I'm not very good at Portuguese, but I did take many years of French,
We?
and we, and so both are Latin based,
Yes.
and I can read most Portuguese.
Yeah, a lot of the words are very similar.
Yeah, if not, you can figure it out.
Like merde.
Yeah, madre.
Not madre, merde.
What?
That's shit.
Oh, okay,
Portuguese.
dude.
That's the other Portuguese word I know.
That's the other Portuguese word, man. But anyway, so you can decipher it if you got a good grasp of any of those Romance languages, you know.
Well,
And-
I found that I can virtually speak any language now because I have a good grasp of Google Translate.
Yeah,
I love Google Translate.
I had written a letter to somebody in Portuguese that I met down there, and they said stop using
Google Translate.
stop using
I like to translate to some language and then translate back to English and see
Yeah.
what comes out because it's not always, very rarely actually, is it quite the same.
Oh yeah,
You can usually figure out what it means, but it's
yeah, that
usually
reminds
changes
me
it.
of- That's one of my favorite episodes of news radio when
Oh, yeah?
when who's the station owner? He
I
wrote
don't even remember.
he wrote a book about business, a business book, and it was not a success in the U.S., but it was translated into Japanese, and then retranslated back to English,
Hmm.
and it was like something like business lion tamer or something, or it was really funny.
Oh boy, that's funny stuff. Funny stuff. Oh, I think I'm ready to wrap it up for
Super
tonight.
Karate Monkey Death Car was the name of the episode.
Oh boy,
It
that's,
was
that's crazy
it was-
stuff.
The book was Jimmy James, Capitalist Lion Tamer.
Where do you find this stuff, Lenny?
And then it got retranslated back to English from Japanese. Jimmy James, Macho Business, Donkey Wrestler.
Donkey Wrestler.
Yeah, Macho Business, Donkey Wrestler.
That is some wild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I know we started late, but I think it's time to wrap it up for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. You with me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You watching another show? Yeah, I know,
No,
I know you
no,
can't be
no,
laughing.
I'm
From
just
I know you're not
joking.
laughing from this one.
I just think about news radio.
Oh, I never got into that show.
Oh, dude, it's great.
I didn't like. It had Phil Hartman, right?
Yeah, Phil
And it
Hartman.
had David
from
SNL.
it had Joe Rogan.
Did it have Joe Rogan? I don't remember him.
Rogan was the handyman, and it had the guy from Kids in the Hall.
Yeah, I remember him. But didn't have who's the little weasel that was in
The Weasel.
Black Sheep and Tommy Boy and
You're thinking David Spade?
yeah,
No.
was he in it or was that?
It had who did it had? What's his name? Who's the guy who's always in trouble?
I don't know. I would guess Lenny.
No, the one who's on news radio and who's always
I
in trouble.
never watched news radio. That's the thing.
Oh man, Andy Dick.
Oh, Andy Dick. Andy Dick.
Dick was on it. He was good in it. He was really.
Did
good
you know Andy Dick was arrested?
Oh,
And
he's always being arrested.
yeah, he was arrested. This is funny because in Huntington, which is Huntington, West Virginia, where I used to live, he was arrested for fondling some men in a bar.
Really?
Yeah, he was. That was like a year or two ago. It's kind of bizarre that he would do that there, but
Yeah. After Phil Hartman left, he tried to bring in John Lovitz.
I like John Lovitz. He's funny.
Yeah.